for anybody who has injury to their foot or lower leg and are in a hard lower leg cast. My particular injury is torn plantar fascia in the left foot, so it's a soft tissue injury as opposed to a broken ankle or a fracture. Always get your doctor's approval before you engage in any exercise or activity, especially given an injury. But this practice is intended to give you a good yoga class while working with just one foot. So start in a comfortable seat, preferably seated up on a blanket. Props for this class, I recommend blanket, 2 blocks. If you have a small stool or seat to sit on, that may come in handy, as well as a bolster, a large heavy bolster. Either something like this or a couple of pillows stacked. Always good to have more props, even if you don't use them all. So sit up nice and tall. Rest your palms on your thighs, either face up or face down. You can let your eyes close. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just take a soft gaze down the tip of your nose. Feel your sit bones press down into the blanket beneath you. Feel the shoulders align themselves over your hips. Tuck your chin slightly, move the back of your head back in space so that your earlobes align over your shoulders. And then visualizing that nice through line in your body. Crown of the head lengthens up like somebody has tied a string to the crown of your head and is lifting it up. Take a deep breath in, get taller. And breathe out, soften your shoulders down your back. Take another breath in, feel the belly expand, the rib cage, the upper chest expand. And as you exhale, soften through the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Continuing to breathe in with each breath in, getting taller, and continuing to breathe out with each exhalation, softening further down. So you're continuing to sit tall, and with each exhalation, softening the skin of the face, softening the shoulders, arms, and hands, softening through the chest, belly, hips, and legs. Taking a moment to watch the breath here in this posture. As best as you can, avoid manipulating it, although it's challenging as soon as we turn our attention to the breath. The temptation is to manipulate it in some way because suddenly we're so much more aware of it. Breathing in and out of the nose if that's available to you. Allowing the torso to expand and soften with each in-breath. And exhaling for just as long as you inhale. So now we're starting to manipulate the breath. Maybe inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that feels too fast or too slow, you can modify it. It should feel easy and it should feel calming. And just make it your intention to keep your focus on your breath. Moving through and keeping your foot protected. Sit up nice and tall, let your chin drop down towards your chest. Let the weight of your head stretch out through the upper back and the back of the neck. And as you inhale, slowly roll your head to the right. The right ear hangs to the right shoulder. Now take care that the right side waist doesn't collapse like this. You want to stay nice and long. Rib cage stacks right over the pelvis. Just stretching out the side of your neck. Exhale, draw the chin towards the center, and then roll your head over to the left. Keeping the shoulders soft, letting the head be heavy, the neck be loose. And then exhale, draw the chin to the center. This time, roll your head over to the right. Right arm reaches up and over, resting on the left ear as the left fingertips reach out a few inches above the ground. You can even give the fingers a little wiggle here. Feel how that gives you a little more stretch, a little more sensation through the side. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Release your arms down by your side. Roll the chin through center. Roll the left ear toward the left shoulder. The left arm reaches up and over, and the right arm extends. Both shoulders stay soft, easy, and relaxed. Notice if the right shoulder kind of wants to collapse down here. Keep it down your back. Especially if you're on traditional crutches. Shoulders might be caught in kind of a hunched forward posture for a lot of your day. So really take this class to think of drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and down your back. And then release your arms down. Drop your chin down towards your chest. And then come to fold. So I'm stacking my shins. That's comfortable for me. If this is not comfortable for you, then you'll bring your feet one in front of the other, even cross shins. This may be a little bit too intense for you. For me, the hardness of the cast is protecting my foot. But if I were to feel too much downward pressure, then I would shift the foot forward. But you're going to come into whatever cross-legged position feels good, and then walk your hands forward to fold over your legs. Let your head drop down. Take a deep breath in, feel the back expand, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Walk your hands over to your right. So walk the hands so that they're in front of your right knee. Stack the left palm on top of the right, and relax your head down. Take a deep breath in, and breathe out. Deep inhale, and breathe out. From there, walk your hands up. Bring the right hand behind you, and the left hand finds your right knee. Shoulders are down the back, spine lengthens tall. Take a breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly in and twist. Take care that you're not over twisting your neck. Neck obviously twists much more easily than the rest of the spine. So deep breath in and breathe out. Bring your attention to your core, to your abdomen. Let the belly draw in towards the spine with each exhale. Last breath in and exhale. Place your left hand to the outside of your left knee, and that right arm, which was just behind you, now comes up and over for a twisted side bend. Press into the left palm to really pull the chest up to the ceiling. Keep pressing your hips down into the mat as you reach the right arm up and over. Deep breath in and breathe out. Inhale, come back up through center. Unwind your torso. Switch the crossing of your legs so the other shin is in front. And again, if this switch does not work out for you, you can just do it the same way over again. It's very tempting to try to correct all of the asymmetry that happens when you're on crutches or a peg leg crutch like I've been using. We're not going to be able to cure all of those asymmetries, which if you're a yogi probably drives you nuts like it drives me, but we work with what we have and still take a nice yoga practice. So fold over your legs. Relax your head down, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Another deep breath in. Breathe out. Last full breath. And breathe out. Slowly walk your hands back up. We're walking over to the left now. Stack your left palm, or your right palm right over the left. Press that left palm down into the floor. Tucking your chin and coming into a twisted side, or a twisted forward fold. Breathing in, breathing out. Another deep breath in, and breathe out. Walk your hands back up, and we're twisting to the left this time. So the left fingertips come behind you, the right hand comes to the opposite knee. Inhale, get taller. Think of picking your ribcage up higher. Exhale, draw the belly into twist. Inhale, tall spine, crown of the head lifts. Exhale to twist. And then inhale. Bring your right hand outside of your right knee. Reach the left arm, which was just your anchor behind you, up and overhead. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Inhale, twist your torso up towards the ceiling. And breathe out. Good. And then inhale, come back up to center. Give your shoulders a little roll forward, up, back, and down. And then reverse directions. Big shoulder roll. Good. And then we'll come to hands and knees from here. If your knees are a little bit more sensitive, you can take that blanket, place it underneath to give yourself yourself a little bit of extra padding. Hands and knees, we're going to start by warming the spine up. Cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, look up, open the throat. Exhale, draw the belly in around your spine for cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, push the floor away. Think of opening up through the shoulders. Again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, draw the belly in around your spine. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Extend your right leg back. Tuck your toes. Now, if this is your injured foot, you're just going to extend the foot behind you. You can even lift the leg slightly, hovering it over. If this is not your injured foot, you're going to extend it back to stretch out the foot and stretch out the calf. Your non-injured foot is really bearing your weight each and every day, and so any extra stretch and love we can give it is certainly much appreciated. So draw the tailbone down, draw the lower belly in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now release the stretch. If this is your non-injured foot, you're going to keep those toes on the ground. Take a breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly in and lift the left arm up, your opposite arm up and back. Take a deep breath in, extend, and deep breath out. Deep breath in, extend, and deep breath out. One more breath in like this. And then exhale, lower your hand, lower your leg. Stretch out that right wrist. Bring the back of the hand to the mat and wiggle the fingers towards the face. And then inhale, reach the right arm up, open the chest. Exhale, thread the needle, bring that hand behind your left wrist. Come on to the side of your head. If it's feeling good, maybe reach that left arm up. Breathing into twist. Breathing out. Another breath in. And breathe out. Inhale, place your hand back down and press yourself back to hands and knees. So inhale, extend your left foot back, tuck your toes into the mat and stretch out your foot and your calf. If this is your injured foot, you're just going to let those toes hover right above the mat. Now take a breath in. As you exhale, zip up the belly and lift your leg up. Again, if this is your injured foot, you're lifting it up. This is giving that left glute that a little extra strength work that it really needs. Keep drawing in through the belly like you're being tied into a corset. Inhale. And exhale, opposite arm up alongside your ear. Now, even as my fingertips are reaching forward, my shoulder is drawing back, like the arm is moving in two different directions. Squeezing through that left glute like you're making a fist with that glute. Take one more breath into the rib cage. And then exhale, lower your hand, lower your leg. Stretch out that left wrist, back of the hand to the mat, wiggle the fingers towards the face. And then inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, slide it through. Thread the needle. If you did so on the other side, if it's feeling good, you can reach that opposite arm up. Breathing in. Breathe out as you twist. Another breath in. And breathe out. Inhale, place your hands back down. And then come onto your side with your knees bent. So even though my left foot is on the floor, I'm really not bearing much weight on it. You can feel free to skip on this side or to even cross your feet at the ankles so that your injured foot is still off the ground. Placing your right hand on the ground, so I'm mirroring you, my left, your right. Placing your right hand down on the ground a little in front of your shoulder. Inhale to reach your top arm up. Exhale, squeeze the glutes and lift the hips up off of the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, scoop down behind your hand. Another inhale to reach up. Exhale, scoop down behind your hand. Two more, inhale, reach up. Little Pilates breath, exhaling through the mouth. One more up, and exhale. Good, and then lower your hips down. Just a little way to engage through the obliques, since side plank is a little bit more challenging here. So with this, since this is my non-injured side, I could choose to come into full side plank, like this. Or if I just kind of want to keep things even from the other side, I'll just stack my shins one on the other, and I'll just demonstrate through here. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, lift your hips, scoop under. Inhale to lift up, hips come down. Exhale. One more up. And exhale. Good. center. And from here, seated on the blanket with your hands behind you, cross your injured foot over your non-injured knee. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, press into your foot and lift your hips high to the sky. Let your head drop back if that feels good. If that's too intense on your neck, keep the chin tucked. Inhale, lift your hips. And then exhale to lower it down. Good. Give the wrists a little shake. And from here, come back into your hands and knees. Throwing a little strength work. It's possible to do kind of modifications on lunges, warrior 1 and warrior 2. That's mainly where your small step or stool would come in. I've found though that even with a lot of modifications, there's a big temptation to put a lot of weight on the injured foot. So we're mainly going to focus on traditional yoga poses, maybe a couple of non-traditional, that you could do on your mat, as opposed to trying too hard to force a square peg into a round hole, so to speak, but we'll still get some challenge. So from hands and knees, you're going to place your hands in front of your shoulder heads. A little bit of a wider stance. Tuck your good toes into the mat. Lift your hips high to the sky for a downward facing dog. Now lift that left leg up. It's my injured leg, so lift your injured leg up. Bend your knee and open your hips out to the side. That should feel really nice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Now start to make big circles with the knee. You may get a couple of pops in the hip joint here and there. Reverse the circles. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg, down dog split. Exhale, draw the belly in and bring the knee to opposite elbow. Plank pose in the arms. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, draw the belly in, knee to chest. Inhale, lift the leg up and back. Exhale, bring knee to same side elbow. One more time. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Now inhale, place your knee down. Place the right leg down. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. Now inhale, lift your right leg up. It's my non-injured leg. As you exhale, draw the belly in, glide slightly forward, bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring the knee to the chest. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring the knee to the elbow, look back, see the toes, get a little into the obliques. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, belly draws in, knee to chest. And then inhale, lift it up, stack the hips, bend the knee. Just as before, we're going to take nice big circles with the knee. And reverse. Good. Place the knee back down. Your hands should still be in front of your shoulder heads. If they scooted back, just bring them forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Now here, cross your injured foot behind your non-injured foot. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly in, glide forward to plank. Pause here, belly draws in plank pose, and we'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees to the mat and shift back onto your knees. We're just coming back enough to take the blanket off and to give the hands a little shake. Good. Bring yourself back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh out. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly and glide forward. Once again, one-legged plank. Your injured foot stacks on top of the non-injured foot. The belly draws in. The glutes engage here. The arms engage like you're trying to show your muscles off. For another 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, bring your knees to the mat. You can lift your feet up just to make sure that they're protected. Bring your hands a little bit wider than shoulder height. A couple of push-ups here. Bend the elbows back by your ribs. Exhale, draw the belly in to come up. Inhale, bend the elbows, lower down. Exhale, draw the belly in to come up. One more time. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale to come up. And then this time, lower all the way down to the mat.
all the way down to the mat. Bring your arms underneath your shoulders. It's okay for me to feel my foot resting behind me here. If this were to not feel so great for you, you could have a slight bend in the knee. You could even grab a bolster or a blanket and place it underneath the top of your foot. We're gonna do a few back bends here. So with your forehead to the mat, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the elbows back, the shoulders back. Lift your chest and lift your hands. Press the top of your good foot down into the mat. Feel how that engages your leg. And see if you can engage your other leg in much the same way. Take a deep breath and lift up. And then exhale, lower down. Bring your cheek to one side. Bring your arms down alongside you. Maybe give the hips a little shake. Another breath in. And breathe out. Inhale, bring your chin or your forehead to the center. Same thing, just a little bigger this time. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Lift up, press a little bit into your hands. See if you can draw the belly in just a little bit here. We're stretching the front of the body. But I really want you to focus on the stretch through your upper chest and through your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down, opposite cheek to the mat. I'm going to turn here so you can hopefully still hear me. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Turn your chin or your forehead to the center. This time, as you inhale, we're lifting up into locust pose. Legs lift up, head, neck, and chest lift up. The fingertips reach back like you're trying to reach for your heels. Inhale. Exhale, the legs are straight and strong. The glutes are slightly engaged but not clenched. Inhale, use the strength of your back to lift your chest. Keep your gaze down so you're not jerking up through your chin. And then lower down. Cheek to the mat, shift the hips side to side. Last back bend. You'll bend your knees one at a time. Bring your hands to the front of your foot. This may not be an appropriate pose for everybody depending on your injury, but if this is okay for you, we're gonna take bow pose. Inhale here. Exhale, keep your chin tucked. And then inhale, kick your feet back, your heels back, and reach with your hands. You wanna think of pulling your heels in with your arms and reaching your feet away at the same time to lift your chest. You can breathe into your belly here. Nice little belly massage. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Another breath in. And then breathe out. Lower down. This time make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead straight down. Turn the toes in and the heels out to the best of your ability. Give your hips a shake. So from here, we're just gonna we're gonna take half bow to stretch out the quads. So we'll start with the injured leg. For me, that's my left leg. You'll bend the knee, reach back for your cast right around where the foot and the ankle connect. Keep your head down and just pull the heel in towards your glute. You can even lift the knee up a little bit. And that should feel really nice through the front of the thigh. Maybe you feel it a little bit up through the hip flexor as well. Good. And lower down. And switch. You can keep those toes slightly lifted off the floor if you need to. Pull your non-injured foot and heel in towards the glute. Breathing in. And breathing out. Take another breath in. And breathe out. Release your foot down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes of your good foot and stack your cast on top of your good foot. We're coming back up into a plank pose. So first, draw the belly in towards the spine as much as you can and keep it there. Take a breath into the rib cage. As you exhale, push your hands down to push yourself back up. We're gonna do that again, complete push up. Inhale to lower all the way down. Hug your elbows in, bring your belly to the floor. Pause here, take a breath. Exhale, belly in, push up. Good. And then take it all the way back into a downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your leg up, the leg with the cast, obviously. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring the knee across the body. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, knee to same side, elbow last time. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to chest. And then inhale, place your foot down. Make sure your hands are a little bit in front of your shoulder heads. Inhale to lift your other leg up. Exhale, bring the knee across the body. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the same side elbow. Last one, inhale up. And exhale, draw the belly in. Good, and then come on down. Shift your ankles to the side and come forward. So, for me, given my particular injury, my doctor wants to discourage me from doing any major hamstring stretch. So what I'm going to do for this one is maybe a good modification if you have an Achilles tear, or if you also have a tear of the plantar fascia. So I'm going to roll my blanket up into a little cylinder here, stack it underneath my knee. Now my right leg is dying for a good stretch, given all the work that it's been doing helping me to get around. So left knee is bent, my right leg is straight. Now if your hamstrings are tight, it might feel amazing to have both of the knees onto the blanket. And again, just having my foot resting on the floor, I'm not bearing any weight on it, it feels okay for me. If this does not feel appropriate for you, you can skip this pose, move on to the next. So we're gonna bring the fingertips to the mat, inhale, get really tall, and then exhale, hinge from the hips to fold. Now, pay very close attention to any sensations that you're feeling. If you have a soft tissue injury, any sensations that you're feeling in the foot. And if you feel any sort of pulling, like I just had a little twinge of pulling in that foot, you're gonna back off. Maybe bend the knee a little bit further. Inhale, get tall, and then exhale to twist. Another deep breath in. Breathe out. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Bring the feet fairly far away from the center of your body so you have a nice kind of diamond shape. And then you'll take your two blocks, stack them one on top of the other, so that when you fold forward, you'll have a surface for your forehead to rest on. Now, normally when I teach this, I have you place the blocks on your feet. Obviously, that would work a little not so well here. So you're just gonna place the blocks either behind your feet or in front of your feet. I'm gonna play with it in front of and see how that feels. And that feels good to me. I can go a little bit lower. So this should feel comfortable enough to sustain for a few breaths. If you feel like you're having to work hard, then lift yourself a little higher. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Just continuing to breathe here. Blocks to the side. We're going to come to lie down on our backs. So the most ab-friendly way to do that is to come onto your side first, slide your arm down, and then roll over to the side. So before I do that, if you happen to have a cube with you, we're going to utilize that to give ourselves a little back bend, a little bridge pose. If you don't, you can skip this part. You can even sort of move over if you're in a bedroom or you have a chair nearby. You can throw your legs over a bed or a chair, depending on if the height works for you. So I'm just going to throw my legs over this handy dandy cube. Come to lay on my back, drawing my belly in the whole time. And for bridge pose, you place your arms down alongside. Take a breath in. Now, for this one, you can, again, keep your foot a little bit elevated. If you'd rather not place any pressure at all on it, you can still do this. But keep the injured leg a little elevated. Inhale. And exhale, press down into the backs of your knees and into your good leg to lift your hips up. I want you to think of pulling your tailbone down, Pulling the lower belly in, pulling the pubic bone towards you. Inhale. Exhale, really puff the chest up towards your chin. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders down on the mat. One more, inhale. And exhale, slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower down. Good, you can use your good foot to bring your chair or your bolster to the side. And we'll start to stretch out the hips, coming into a thread the needle, figure 4. So your left ankle crosses over the right knee, threading your arms through, either holding onto the back of your hamstring or even the front of your shin if that feels good. Deep breath in. Soft, smooth breath out. You want to think of that knee moving gently away from you, continuing to open up through that hip. Here. Extend your right leg down. Keep hold of that left leg. I'm holding on just around my shin. Might move it a little bit lower. And we're coming into squeezing that knee up towards your shoulder. And what this does, it really helps to allow the opposite hip to open and relax. We're getting some nice squeezing, some nice compression up through here. A couple of breaths. That. Now shift your hips a little bit over to the left. Since my left leg is lifted, shift the legs over to the left. Cross that left leg to the opposite side, coming into a reclined twist. So again, it's just a little bit of very, very, very gentle weight of my foot on the floor. I don't feel like I'm weight bearing. My foot feels okay here. Knees a little squeeze into the chest, and you can curl up like a ball if that feels good. And on the other side, cross the right ankle over the left knee, flex that right foot, pulling it, either holding onto the hamstring or the shin. Think of that right knee moving away from you to continue to open up through the hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Another deep breath in. Breath out. From here, extend your left leg long. I'm just going to make sure I don't kick anything. Extend your left leg long. Pull your right knee in towards your right shoulder. And this should really feel amazing on this hip. If you've been in crutches for a few days or a few weeks, or God bless you, a few months, and you've been just having to constantly lift that foot up above the floor, there's a lot of tightness in that hip flexor. Depending on your flexibility, if it's available to you, you can even grab the bottom of that uninjured foot. And then from there, shift your hips over to the right. Drop the right knee over to the left. Extend your arms, look over your right shoulder. To check in with your breath, to check in with your mind, with your intention. And slowly coming out of the twist, just bend your other leg, roll all the way forward, and come back up. So for relaxation, we're going to keep that blanket rolled up grab the rest of our props, your bolster and your blocks. Take your blocks on their lowest height. You can play with this and experiment. There's lots of different ways to set yourself up for a comfortable rest. And what I like to do is just prop the bolster up like so. My knees are going to come right here. See, my feet are dangling a bit. There's no pressure whatsoever on my foot. Bring that folded blanket right up by the sacrum so that it's in line with my spine. And from here, coming to lie back, have a nice opening through the front of the body, arms are out to the side. If this isn't comfortable, you can get rid of any props or adjust any props you need to get you to a comfortable resting position. If it's not comfortable for your head to drop back like this, you can make adjustments to the blanket or ditch the blanket altogether. But again, if you've been spending the most recent section of your life in crutches, it's really, really nice to allow the front of the body to open. Stay here for a few moments. Deepen your breath. With each inhale, draw your attention to the expansion of your ribs. And with each exhale, just release any tension that might still be present. Any anxiety that might be present. Resistance that might be present to your current state. Injury can be extremely hard, maybe more challenging psychologically, emotionally, than it might even be physically. It's so frustrating not to be able to do the things that we're accustomed to doing. But we do what we can. Continue to keep the thought in mind that everything is temporary. All things pass. The more we resist the facts of our current state, our current reality, the more suffering we create. So, as challenging as it can be to accept our limitations, we work to accept them, to breathe through them, and to do what we can. To make small movements through the fingers, through the toes. Maybe rotating the ankle of your uninjured foot. Interlace the fingers, stretch the arms up overhead, big stretch, maybe a yawn. And then take your time to roll over to your uninjured side. And use your hands to press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Using your blanket to give your injured foot a boost. Pause for a moment with your hands at the center of your heart, thumbs into the breastbone lifts up to meet the thumbs.
acknowledging your breath and your intention, noticing how you feel, and taking a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself to build up your strength